everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Why the smile on my face? Because I've taken about 75 takes to get this intro right. If you want to see some bloopers, stay tuned to the end of the show. I just can't get this one out. Sometimes it's a one hit and I get it done all in one take, no cuts, no edits. Sometimes I just can't make it happen. That's definitely what's happening today. So today we're taking a look at this. This is the MAONO wireless microphone system. So for years and years and years on this channel, I filmed on a phone. And the reason why I've covered in the past, but essentially I wanted it to be something that I could carry with me to work on editing and shooting anywhere I was, doing whatever it was that I happened to be doing. So it was very handy, it was convenient. Well, one of the limitations of doing that is audio, because the audio just isn't the best with a mobile phone. Now, certain phones have, telescopic microphones, sort of like a beam forming array kind of technology that kind of zooms in and things like that. But even still, when you're filming on a phone, the sound is subpar. Now, I have since moved to filming on a mirrorless camera with a shotgun microphone, which has good sound. But when you're filming on your phone, sometimes it's nice to have, a microphone that can work with that phone to increase the quality of the sound. Such is the case with these. I hope. I haven't tested this out yet, but we're about to. So this plugs right into the Lightning port on an iPhone. That's another complication for my particular use case, because I recently was upgraded to an iPhone 15 that now has the standard USB-C. So even though she got me the new phone, my wife still has her 12. So we're going to be using her phone to do some A/B comparisons with the built-in iPhone microphones versus this microphone system to see if it really does help or not. So that's a long-winded intro. Thank you for hanging with it and staying through. Again, if you want to laugh, check out even this, I had to put some cuts in because I kept screwing things up. We're going to get through it. We're going to get through it, but it's a Monday. It's living up to its name. Anyway, you're not going to want to miss this. Did you see our video about the piano record player? If not, consider this a sign that you need to go back and watch that video. But we're here to look at this. This is the MAONO global best-selling internet microphone. Now, this is a very overcrowded space. There's so many companies making so many different mics. What's intriguing about this one is the fact that it has its own receiver. Some wireless Bluetooth microphones, it's just the mic and then it connects to your phone's Bluetooth. That connection can be problematic, in addition to there being latency issues and things like that. So this comes in a variety of colors. I've got the purple one, and again, because I ordered this before I upgraded my phone, this is the version with the Lightning port, but you can get it with the USB-C as well. If we look on the back of the box here, some interesting things to point out. It looks like we can use both microphones. There's two noise canceling settings, so it's not just a mic, but it has some noise canceling. This is a little bit outside of our wheelhouse in terms of reviewing video accessories, but sometimes it's neat to see what's out there in terms of the tools of the trade to make the videos that, we're reviewing record players and whatnot. So such is the case with this. And wow, okay, so this is bigger than I imagined this to be about the actual size, like the size of like a wireless earbud case or something of that nature. But as you can see, this thing's about the size of the palm of your hand. It's got a little rubberized feet, and the individual feet have a little plastic seal under each foot. In the box here, we also have an interesting little clear silica packet and what looks to be a charging cable. That's probably a magnetic charger, but the actual connection to the phone will be with the Lightning port. So pushing the button down, lifting up. Yeah, these are a bit bigger than I thought, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm going to set these aside for the time being. A little bit lighter than I expected, perhaps. A bit plasticky. Same thing with this. This is the receiver. And yeah, we'll take a closer look. Here is the charging case. 2 little metal contacts, and then this is non-magnetic. It just kind of snaps down. This is actually a charging case, which kind of surprised me because it is lightweight. I didn't think there was weight enough for a battery in there, but there is. It's got an indicator light on there, and it will charge the microphones, i.e. the transmitters, and this doesn't have any battery because it's powered off the phone. So yeah, that's something good to know. Also, in reading the manual, I discovered that this isn't anything to do with wireless charging. This is simply 2 magnets that are quite powerful, as you can see there. 2 magnets that allow you to, if you don't want to or can't use the clip on the back of the mic to attach it, you can use this magnet behind your shirt or clothing, your lapel, whatever it is. So that's simply 2 magnets. It also mentioned that this does impede the wireless range a bit on these. And we'll look at this stuff in closer detail. I want to show you some stuff in the manual though. Now you've got a lot better things to do with your day than to watch a user manual video on YouTube, so I'm not going to read this all to you. I wanted to point out a couple of interesting things. These are the scenarios in which you can conceivably use this mic. You could use it in a Zoom meeting with headphones. There's actually a headphone jack on the side of the microphone. Obviously, you can use the mic with no headphones, just in a sort of a streaming scenario. Perhaps you could play a musical instrument on camera. But this is something I wanted to point out. Let me zoom in here. The microphone actually allows you to connect an external hardwire microphone. And the example they give is if you didn't want this microphone exposed, you could put on a more traditional lapel microphone. So something to consider anyway. At first glance, I thought that this and this was the actual microphone element, but those are decorative. The actual microphone itself is this tiny little hole right here. And then there's another one labeled microphone 1 up there. You've got a mute switch here. You've got a mode switch here. It can either do singing mode or normal mode. So we'll give that a test a little bit later. And then the USB-C. When I said earlier that you could plug in headphones, it would have to be through the USB-C connection on this device. Alternatively, this can function as a phone charger. You can actually charge your phone off of this, which seems strange to me. But power switch right there, and right here is the noise canceling button. And there's the device. These various functions here will light up to signify the status. It's primarily white LEDs apparently, and what we want to see are solid white LEDs. Blinking means there's a problem in most cases. And also the only exception to that would be the mode. If it's in singing mode, it's going to be a white LED. If it's in normal mode, it's going to be off. So that is the device. We got the clip on the back, the 2 points of contact for the charging case. Now let's take a look at the receiver. So this has a TX1 and a TX2 indicator, again using white LEDs to indicate if it's receiving signal from each of the 2 microphones. It also shows the noise canceling status and overall connection status. Down here we do have a gain selector switch, so you can play with the gain settings to best suit you here. And then there is, I believe, a mute and mode switch on here as well. That is about it. A little bit of a closer look at these magnets since we're zoomed in like this. They are very strong, kind of rubberized on one side magnets. And like I said earlier, it does impede the overall functionality. I should mention this as well. What is the range? So line of sight versus turning back to equipment, which cuts it in about half. 60 meters indoors, 50 meters outdoors if you have line of sight. I'm assuming this is Bluetooth. There's nothing to tell me otherwise. I don't really see a specifications chart on here, But yeah, I'm assuming it's a Bluetooth transmission. If you have a high resolution device or you're just super eagle-eyed, you may notice on the back here there's a shiny little area that's covering one point of contact and probably was at one point covering the other point of contact. That is a little protector layer of plastic so that when it was in shipping it didn't sit there and get charged and whatnot in the case. So man, these little thin films of plastic are hard to get off. But yeah, okay, so now let's see what happens when we put these in the charging case. I'm hoping that they are, this device is charged up already. Another piece of plastic there. So yeah, it looks like we've got a charge. When you pop these open here, it usually, let's see. Okay, when I put them in, apparently it gave you a status on the light. Also, there is a mode in which this will connect automatically. I'm thinking that once you set it up the first time, subsequent connections will sort of be automatic. So, all right, time to get the iPhone that we'll be using to test and take a look at that functionality when this device is actually in use. All right, let's do this. So I'm going to take this, and you can see we color matched it to the purple. I like that. So go ahead and snap that on like that, and let's look at the other side. So by default, we have two flashing transmit lights. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the case and remove one of the mics. Oh, now it's solid. Okay, good. So this microphone should be ready for business. And the other one is still in the case. Okay, so got a bit of an Instacart order going on right now. So there is the device with it plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and put the microphone on now, and we will do an on-camera microphone test with this device. Okay, I am now plugging the microphone receiver into the wrong side of the iPhone, like that. And we'll give it a second to connect, and then we should be able to hear the audio through this. It occurred to me that I need to test the built-in microphone as a comparison. So this is the phone's built-in microphone. This is with the, I guess you would call this back-facing camera, the selfie camera. And the microphone on this will probably not be as good as the front-facing. We'll test that as well. But I wanted to give this as a baseline. Now this particular room, even with the acoustical treatments that I have on the wall, isn't the best acoustically. When I'm recording with the A camera, as it were, I'm typically eating the mic. I'm up like this, and if I stray like this, it's when it gets a little echoey. So from an acoustic standpoint, I really need to be close on the mic. If not, it's pretty echoey. That being said, this will be actually a really good environment to test a microphone. So let me go ahead and flip to the front-facing camera and show you what that one sounds like. Okay, front-facing camera now. This should sound better, but definitely not as good as it could. And the trick with audio is getting the microphone as close to the source as possible. That's why sometimes it's good to eat the microphone. So a lavalier microphone is good because it brings the microphone all the way from where you are to right here. And that allows the sound to be much clearer because you're cutting out a lot of the ambient noise that you don't want in your audio. And taking it a step further, these, like I said earlier, have noise canceling as well. So let's plug the mics back in, and I'm going to cut to what this sounds like now with these microphones. Okay, I've got the microphone on now. As you can see, it kind of flops down. So in this case, maybe the magnet would be better, but this should sound better. This is gain setting number 1. That is the highest gain setting. There's 4 or 5 steps to it. There's also a way to play with the noise canceling, either a step 1 or a step 2. I'm going to skip that test for the purposes of today's video. Reviewing a microphone is tricky as it is. I appreciate you being there watching this video. You guys are the real ones that would watch this video, so thank you so much. But there you go. That's the highest gain setting. What do you think? Does that actually improve the sound over the built-in mic? Listening to this back so far, it's a little bit thin sounding. It definitely needs to be adjusted, the gain to the higher setting. That being said, I did notice more noise. So I wonder how much of the iPhone's built-in capability to mitigate sound and adjust gain is sort of eroded by using an external microphone system like this. Kind of makes you wonder. Okay, so let's do a little bit more rapid fire A/B comparison between this, which is no microphone added. This is the built-in microphone we're listening to right now. I do not have this connected. So I'm going to switch between this and this in rapid fire. The way I'm going to do it is I'm going to count to 10 with both scenarios, and we're going to edit it together so you can kind of get that side by side. I'm standing only about 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from the selfie camera on the iPhone 12. So let me go ahead and start here, and then we'll cut back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so this is kind of a weird way to film this. I'm now talking into this microphone. My impressions are it definitely increases the volume and kind of focuses the sound to the speaker. That being said, it's still a bit thin and noisy sounding to me. So it may do the trick. There's probably better ways to do it than this. I do like the idea of this being a super portable thing. You just, can put these in your pocket in this little case and deploy something that will improve it. It's not going to get it to this level, but it would probably, in certain circumstances where there's noise, really benefit you. Also, if you wanted to be far away from the camera, like you were in a crowd, or if, you know what I mean? Like there's certain scenarios where it might be able to really be handy in a scenario where you want to get your audio, but not everybody around you. Like if you're, standing with a bunch of people, for example. But other than that, it is what it is. It's an interesting product. It was fun to review it. It's fun to kind of do something new for the show as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and definitely let me know what you think down in the comments. All right, my friends, and that's going to do it. Rather than try to put a lot of information in the outro, I'm just going to let it go because there's some bloopers that you need to see for the intro, and I don't want to clutter it with more mistakes made in the outro. So I'm just going to bid you a fond adieu, and thank you so much for watching. Happy record hunting. We'll see you next time. Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, this is a bit, where did I put the product? Literally have no idea where the product is. I'm off to a great start. Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. Okay, this should be pretty interesting. So, for those of you that haven't been following every single video, shame on you. Doing a lot of different things in unique ways. Well, today, sounds terrible. That sounds terrible. Hey everybody, welcome back to Record-ology. It's been difficult to get this intro done, and you may not know that. I can't even get this part right. Okay, take 47. Carry with me to work on editing and shooting anywhere I was, whatever I was doing, anywhere I happen to find myself. Hi. This is what happens when I get distracted while filming.